Before I get started, the information I'm about to give you will not apply to serious circumstances in your life. If you are at serious risk of anything whatsoever, whether it's physical or emotional, get in touch with a qualified physician or therapist immediately. And if you're at immediate risk of significant harm, call 999 or 911 in the United States. Okay, let's get into it. One thing that I keep repeatedly learning over and over and over again is that there are three things that solve most of life's problems. And it's the same three things that my mum told me as a child, an adolescent, and an adult. And it's the same thing that the doctors kept telling me every time I was in the doctor's practice for almost any complaint that I had. And it's probably the same thing that you know you should be doing as well, and maybe you even are doing it, but yet we keep on forgetting it or avoiding it for one reason or another. Recently, I had shingles. And if you know about shingles, it's not a nice thing to get. It's quite distressing. It is painful. And you need to take some quite strong medication to get rid of it. And it can be very dangerous if it's not treated fast. And one thing that I noticed was that when I listened to the doctor on the phone, and I did what she said, I felt completely different the next day. And let me tell you what those things were. Eat clean. Okay, so we all know what we shouldn't be eating. We all know that we shouldn't be eating fries, ultra-processed foods, anything with added sugar, alcohol, you name it. All that stuff, we shouldn't be touching it. No junk food. No trash, back to Mother Earth, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, good sources of protein and healthy fats. We know this. On the days where I would eat well, I would then sleep well because my body is now relaxed. My body's got all the right things in it. The inflammation is down. The bloating is down. All systems are now running smoothly. And so then I would get a good night's sleep. And when you get a good night's sleep, the body uses its restorative powers and it really goes to work on fixing things. And then the next day, you crave more healthy food. When you've slept well, you're not craving calorie-dense foods anymore. You're not on survival mode. You're way more capable of making good decisions and you crave more nutritious, healthy food. As a result of that, you then sleep even better the following evening. And as a result of that good sleep, you then crave even more good food. So you get into this upward spiral and it all starts with nutrition. It starts there. All three of these things are equally important, but they start by what you put in your mouth. Often we become stressed. And so we think, oh, well, if I eat some comfort food, that might reduce my stress. Now you're going to get insulin spikes, which will make you feel very anxious. So you're going to be even more stressed. And you might even eat more of those foods. Now you're going to get inflammation, and that's going to hurt, and bloating, and that's going to hurt, and that's going to wreck your sleep. Plus your anxiety levels will be elevated and your stress levels from the insulin spikes will be elevated. Plus the fact if your body hurts, your mind is going to hurt. So you're going to be even more stressed. You're going to have a really bad night's sleep. When you have a really bad night's sleep, you're now going to crave more bad food and you're now into a downward spiral. Okay, so we've got to eat right and we have to then sleep right. And going to bed at a healthier time, aka before 11, at least being head on the pillow at 11:30 latest, ideally more like 10:30 to 11. We've got to get those things. We've got to get good nutrition, and then we've got to get a good night's sleep. And the other thing, the third thing that we all do know about, that we don't always do, but we should do, is to get out and exercise. Now, while I had shingles, I couldn't do anything intense. And I couldn't even go out during the heat of the day. I had to wait for the sun to go down and the air temperature to cool, because the heat of the sun would aggravate the condition. And so on the days where I ate good food, did a little bit of exercise, nothing serious, nothing intense, but I got outside and walked a bit and got to bed at a good time and had a good night's sleep, I healed so much faster the next day. And what I've known in my life, because I've stepped on and stepped off so many times, when I do those things, whether I'm sick or not, I always feel masses better, so much better the day after. So, things like junk food and things like alcohol, we think that they're going to make us feel good, but actually they make you feel awful. They might feel good for a very short space of time, but afterwards you feel so terrible that the juice, in my experience and many other people's experience, it isn't worth the squeeze. When you do these three things, you feel incredible, unless of course you're seriously unlucky and you've got some serious ailment, which again is not for this video. But if you are in reasonable health and you do that, the feeling you get from doing that is so good. And I mean so good. It outweighs anything that any junk food or alcohol or any toxic habit could ever give you. And ironically, the things that you think you're going to get, the enjoyment that you think you're going to get from those things, you will actually get it then when you do these three things, because your energy levels are going to be so high. For example, people think that alcohol will give them confidence. Wait till you see the confidence you get from looking after yourself consistently and doing this stuff. Wait till you see the energy that you get, right? You think that alcohol will mean that you can talk to people with some confidence and riz. Wait till you see the level of confidence and riz you get when you take really good care of yourself and when your energy comes up, right? Wait till you see. That's going to smash alcohol to bits. That's going to obliterate the feeling you get from anything else. Your mother was right when she said go to bed on time, eat your vegetables, and get some exercise. Now, balance is important. There are times where emotionally the right thing might be a bit of ice cream or a warm hot chocolate or something like that. But what's really important with me is that I let myself do that when I know that that's what is going to really nourish my soul, but that it is just that. So I treat myself to that ice cream or that hot chocolate, but just that. And then I go back to my default, which is the healthy living. Okay. So I don't then go do it and then go, stuff it. It's over now. I'm just going to continuously live off McDonald's and ice cream now. It's like, no, I enjoy this. And then it might be 2 weeks or a month before I do it again. But there may be times where that actually is the right thing for you. And if so, then just enjoy it and don't beat yourself up and be kind to yourself. But aim for at least 80% of your nutrition to come from Mother Earth. Another important note is that this is not a substitute to any physical or psychological therapy you are currently receiving. This may well increase the power of that therapy you are doing, and it may well really complement the work that you are doing with your trained, qualified professionals, but it is not either or, it is both.